Good morning. Welcome to Mystic Moons. It's early in the morning and the sun has not yet risen, but it's early, but still black. The heavens are twinkling away, wondering which direction things are going on this planet, this zoo-like planet of a lot of discord and a lot of other things too. This is day 2 of Trump and Israelis' warfare, staged war against Iran. And right away you hear all this, we won, victory, rah, 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 we killed them, we're tough, we're bad. Yes, maybe we are bad. Is there anything that's good about killing people? We hear a lot about we took out their leaders, we did this, huff, huff, and puff. But we hear very little about the death of 100 kindergarten children that were targeted, school-aged children. Now, this was a preemptive experience. What if? It was not, it doesn't seem that the Iranians were never American friends, calling us, the Americans, the great Satan, for years and years and decades. And perhaps as we trying to explore the Epstein files, we could see some validity for that description. In fact, this war is called online in certain circles as the Epstein War. Irregardless of the death and destruction, to gloat at day 1 and claiming victory and rah, 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 and we served them right is the wrong approach. We all know that in the pits of our stomach. Strong people do not bellow and gleam and puff out their chest. No. They are apprehensive. They are quiet. Beware of the quiet ones. Think back, everyone. When you were, in elementary school, there was always boastful ones, and they were the quiet ones. Now, the boastful ones usually had a reason to be loud and extroverted. And usually, there was a minus in some part of their background, their upbringing, their self-esteem issues. To be a bully, which is what we are doing, and I presume you're looking at me wrong. Now, we all have walked down the street at some point in our lives and had somebody said, I don't like the way you're staring at me. Now, if everyone said that, if everyone you could think of that said that to you, they just shot you dead. Where would that be? Anarchy? Disorder? Chaos? Now, when nations do that to other nations, there's reasoning behind this. Reasoning. And when you time it to a blood moon, planetary alliance, 6 planets allying each other, we have the number 6, and you have to wonder, what sort of forces are involved in this endeavor, in this treacherous type of experience? Hmm? Is it the force of good? Or is it the force of evil? Killing is evil, right? Thank you for the likes. Killing is the end of someone's heartbeat. Now, when one nation is not bothering you, and for you to set terms for that nation's people to act a certain way that you feel is good for you, you're taking a lot of uncalled for liberties. Give me liberty or give me death. Isn't that something in this country, in the United States, we have often heard as children? Patrick Henry, give me liberty or give me death. Well, one of those characters, or one of those phrases, or one of those people that have long since passed. Now, a lot of things have long since passed. American morality. Now, you have to think again, what kind of morality have we had in this country since we wiped out the indigenous population and then just buried them? Do you know, until like a few years ago, a few decades ago, I think it was in the 70s, what is that, 50 years ago or so? You could not, if you were in the state of Virginia, put down that you were a Native American. You couldn't, it was illegal. That's only 50 years ago. And you couldn't also say that you were from a Malaysian. You could not even say, so everything was grouped. They had a category of what you could not say you were. And then they had their own way of putting things. So I mean, we have a lot of strange norms, a lot of strange habits. And this whole cycle, hello, how are you? Now, reality and fantasy. Now, we all daydream, right? We daydream. We wonder what it'd be like to have lots of money, a fine place, a nice car, or the love of our lives with a great job. I mean, how many of you fantasize about killing someone, right? Oh, yeah, you can get mad and nothing say, I wish you were dead. But to you, actually killing someone, ooh, that's a slippery slope, isn't it? That's the kind of fantasy that gets you put in a mental hospital, doesn't it? It does. Hello. Yes. So now when you have leadership, demonic leadership, and we could say the desire to kill, to end one heartbeat, to kill children, families, destruction, irregardless, without diplomacy, without the threat, a perceived threat. I don't like the way you look. I don't like the way you smell. Sniff, sniff. Are we looking for safe places for nations, as we have in the United States, safe zones? Now, go outside and look at the heavens. Do you honestly think, with all the galaxies, all the planets out there, that you are truly ever safe? Huh? Now, that is a fantasy to think that there is such a thing as safe. You can build a community with love and respect and hold hands, but you can't put a gun in somebody's back and demand safe zones. Now, Operation, Trump has called his excursion Operation Epic Fury. Epic Fury. Now, we have cities in the United States that are dumps. We have people that are out of their minds. We have jobs. We don't have jobs. We have workforce shedding. We have a demoralized situation. Like each victory that we have had, Iran, no, not Iran, it's premature. Iraq, Libya, everyone, etc., these so called victories have pushed our country down in the gutter. More people are in the streets, more people are confused. And then we just don't think about these people. We call them shadow people, or just, I don't want to think about lower class people. I mean, we just throw a few bananas there in their direction and we just go, oh, please, yuck. We shudder. We shudder. But we can't shudder if somebody is in a fantasy land, can we? And that fantasy land person is leading countries. Today, what started United States and Israel started, right? They bombed many, many drones and missiles at Tehran and other cities in Iran. Now, and they've killed their leader. Now, can you imagine? And besides the little children and the families and the families they've killed, just boom, 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 while they were negotiating. And remember, this country was a country of a melting pot, so they say, of immigrants superimposed upon a decimated culture that was already here. Native Americans, indigenous, of which it was learned the phrase, forked tongue. The white man speaks with forked tongue. The immigrant who comes over here and takes our land speaks with forked tongue. Okay. Now let's get beyond the forked tongue. You know what has a forked tongue? A snake, a reptilian. Reptilian energy is something that no human anyway, non-possessed human, is all that gloriously waiting for. Oh, I must get myself somebody who lies to me, somebody who's in the meantime behind my back going There's little grunts, affirmation, and denial. Rejection. I reject you because I don't trust you. Who made you God? The God. Who made you God to decide who lives and who dies? This is very scary times. This is when we need to have people with their heads and their hearts connected, not floating around like a balloon in the atmosphere. No. Operation Epic Fury is turning into, it's going that way. Iran has struck 30 bases in the Middle East. 30 bases. Dubai alone has received in one day 137 drone attacks. 137. This is day one. On day one. Day one. Now, you kill someone's leader. Now, you may have people dancing in the street, and some people will dance. Now, if some people will do anything for anything, regardless. However, how many people are dancing in the street with the young ones, the children, in that school, in the school that were killed? Do like what happened in Gaza. Now, are you prepared to have your school, your babies, your friends killed? Talking one moment, next moment. Remember the pager incident in Lebanon? All the pagers blew off body parts. How many pagers? So we have these deceitful actions of which, what is the goal here? What is the goal? A new world order? Yes. Because that world order of in the 40s, in 1945, something like that, a Second World War order, deal-breaking peace order, so-called peace, is over forever. It's ever. We are now in the war stage, war. And to go and go, huff, 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 I won. The spirits are a little slower. They're a little more dimensional than a fantasy of like, I won. Now let's see. Let's just do this and see how we gotten ourselves. Has Trump put in the United States in a hot mess, a super hot mess? He's secure with his safe bunkers, his food, his maids, his bodyguards, his this, his that. And we're speaking about a leader who appears in maybe a $50,000 suit, custom-made suit, business suit, right? And then he puts a $5 made in China, could be, Make America Great Again, baseball cap. You see this? Here is a man that when he was starting out as a youth, a young man, his father gave him $400 million. Go ahead, kid, knock yourself out. Now, this is our savior, our leader, who, has he ever did shopping? Has he ever did this, that, and that? No. No. Has he any type of affiliation or empathy with the millions of soldiers that go out there and fight? Has he fought? Is he a war hero? Is he a war participant? Now, take a moment and think. Again, think of the heavens. Think of the universe, the universal consciousness, which we all are part of. And let's see. Do they think that this is Trump and the Israeli leaders, Netanyahu? Do they think they want an easy victory? They got somebody to pull over off because day one was so something to brag about. Something to brag about. There's no sorrow yet. Now, the United States, of course, has no bunkers, has no safe places. When the bombs come rolling in the United States, you're going to have bits of red flesh, because the blood will make it red. We have no bomb shelters here. We have nothing but our own. We have dope. We have booze. We have genetically synthetic foods. But what do we have? Do we have communities that are together for peace? No. Do we have any peace plan at all? Peace. And not the PIECE, but the PEACE, peace. Do we have that? No. We're not even thinking of that. Or are we? So let's dispel some of this. Ooh, that was didn't want to dispel. Let's see. What at this easy victory, what kind of language mode? Let's see now. Will this be let's just ask the great spirits. Let's just ask the consciousness of this earth. Will this Trump and Israeli war be an easy victory? A fantasy idea? Something they're just garf throwing to us because it just paves the way for so many other things. This stuff, does it broaden? Where does it go? Bombing, need. Where does it stop? Does it ever stop? This war. Spirits. Now let's get our psychic forces working here. Where does it go? This speaks to me more of this one. Now, and then if we have leaders that do not have judgment, they do not have judgment. They do not have judgment. Where does that put the people? When you have leadership that's correct. that are mentally predisposition to what? To fantasy, drink, drugs, blackmail, who knows? Something. Because every time we try to get the truth of some issue, we get hemmed and hawed. And we have something that comes up, a distraction. But this is more than a distraction. War in the Middle East, war in Europe, war in the United States. Know everything, or at least they can compel men's actions and women's actions to do and feel something. Something. Let's see, let's examine this easy victory that's already being celebrated and hailed as the right move. First one we get here is the Nine of Cups. Wait and see, they're all sitting down salivating. Who is sitting down salivating? Do they have forked tongues? Do they have long tongues? What kind? Ah, I was muted. Well, first of all, we had the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups. Anticipation. What type of people are sitting around waiting? People who have an agenda, people who have a thirst for blood, people who are bored, people who hunt other people, perhaps. We do know they exist. There are people, groups of people that hunt other humans. And then there's this Two of Swords. The Two of Swords. The secrets. Propaganda must only go a certain way. There's a lot of secrets going on. Fantasy. Let's tell them something and let's just believe it. Perhaps. That's it. And then we have here the Knight of Wands, the bombing, the drones, the burning, the destruction, the horse. The horse, the knight, the power, the ammo, the military industrial complex is happy because they've got the bombs. They got the mouthpiece. They're gonna like push it, push it, push it. So we have people in the background many who don't want to be named. And also, too, they're keeping the information as much as they can quiet. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. What kind of Wheel of Fortune? Could this be an agreement with some sort of dark entity to purge the world of more people? Of people. of people, the Wheel of Fortune. What kind of wheel is this? I win. I win if I keep quiet. I win if I show enough force. I win if yes, the information war. There's always an information war. Go back, keep things quiet, put on a good show, and we have the positivity. We're winning. And as usual, there's always the gain. The game. Is this a fantasy? It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell of this hand. Wheel of Fortune. Of that fortune. Unless you're collecting organs, hearts, lungs, skin tissue, eyeballs, body parts. If you're destroying other people's commerce, how dare those people get better than I? Burning your neighbor's house down will make your house better because it's there and they have no house. That philosophy? Destruction. And of course, the whole thing is all about massive debt. Massive debt. Massive debt when we have this Page of Pentacles. Page of all the countries, the United States is hugely in debt. Maybe like $200 trillion in debt. And of course, it's going around to raw power. Raw power. I'm more powerful. If I want, I'll take yours. Thank you for the likes. I'll take what you have. Let's take a quick thing about this Wheel of Fortune, because this is a strange major card to pick. Let's just see. Let's see something. Now, let's take. Let me see. I'm going to take a deck here. Let's see now. Okay. Once again, now we're going to check out this Wheel of Fortune and see something about the nature of this is keeping the fantasy element. Is this an easy victory? Who wins? Who wins in this destruction? Who wins? Even though you can say you're winning, but how can you really be winning when you travel around and you see such despair in your own country? And I would think too, well, I do know anyone who reads the news, no matter how censored it may be, that the Israeli people are not very happy with their leadership. They have been many times trying to change their fate, change their leadership. And we've heard that, but it's been quiet. And all we hear is like Netanyahu, 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 and we will make greater Israel, right? And America, through Trump, says we will assist you. We will put American lives for your goal. Essentially. Now, does this mean that this is going in direction? This Wheel of Fortune, is it a good Wheel of Fortune, or is it despair? Is it towards positiveness? Nah. Let's see. And who's going to be happy? What is stronger? Now, let's just see. What do we see here? Let's take this one. No, let's take this one. And what is this? Take just 3 cards. This one. Explain this wheel. Spirits, what do you say this wheel is all about? This wheel of fortune. What do you say? Easy victory of fantasy. Is this wheel of fortune? How does it color this question that we seek an answer to? That we seek on day 2 of the American-Israeli war against. Now, Princess of Cups. Princess of Cups. Princess of Cups. If you wish to believe, if you wish to drink of it, it's yours. If you wish, a choice. Princess of Cups. Or maybe only certain people are entitled to drink of the cup. Maybe it is segregated, staggered. Then we have the Ace of Coins. The Ace of Coins. You can almost see this whole thing is all about resources. This Ace, this Wheel of Fortune is all about others' resources, others' things, what they have. It's an opportunity to be a pirate. It's an opportunity to reduce populations. Worry. The Five of Cups. The Five of Discs. The Five of Pentacles. Debt. That the coffers must be replenished. This is a wheel of fortune. This is something that says, join us, because this is just like, this is piracy. This wheel is piracy. This wheel is taking and destroying so that you level down the competition, stop people from getting what they should get through honest hard work, and you can commandeer because you yourself are too inadequate to come up with some solution. And this is a very selfish wheel of fortune. Very selfish. And it's almost like the panel of peace, right? It's almost that you have to be a certain money and attitude to get. At the same time, the attitude is when you have the Five of Coins, Five of Discs. People, they don't know. You see the demonic element of this whole thing? The demon, where this is being placed. Not like this, but like this. You see that image? You see this image? And it is just like this. This is not a good wheel. This is not a good wheel. So all these people are sitting around, they have their quiet, hush little bargains going on. They're hushing and censorship of the media to make it seem a certain way. Thank you again for the likes. At the same time, and then huff, war. At the same time, we have paranoia. We have a bad, scary poverty-stricken wheel. So this is something that's going to eat away at whatever monies, whatever we have had, United States. This is something that is not going to turn out well. This is something that is going to make our country really bad. Reek, plunder. This is the final, this is the change that we do not want. We are headed for, without proper leadership, which we do not have, because our needs are not being met. And commandeering somebody else's wealth or trying personal gain will only lead to failure. The spirits are already saying that this is not an easy victory. That is a total fantasy. We are now in a huge mess. A huge mess. We've killed people. We've destroyed places. We've given people a reason to hate us, to demand retribution. We've killed their leader. We've killed their family members. We've killed their children. And as the public sits back and just accepts, we're complicit. In their eyes, we're complicit. Well, I'd like to thank you very much. Please put some comments if you think so. Do you think that this is an easy victory? This is something that we should be doing? And what are you going to do? How are you going to react? And don't discount the blood moon, the planetary aspects, 6 planets in a row lined up in the sky. Something is driving this. Something very sadistic. Something very Whose appetite? Who is on the menu? Is it not us? The so-called victors? Us? We may be not on the menu from day one. But as this drags on, and this is not an easy, quick victory or warfare. No. How long before China, Russia, also come involved, come to the aid of Iran? Think about it.